Alright, first thing I'm going to show you is something that I'm not quite sure that I'm going to incorporate into any sort of like any scene. Even if it's like a B-roll scene, it's not something I'm sure that I'm going to incorporate into anything. Not 100% sure how I ended up with this, but something I wanted to show you. It's like a little doll head, but it's like an ornament. Got this little hook on it here. You can hook it into a doll, I guess, or you can use it as some sort of weird folk art ornament. It's like a doll head wearing a cap. You can turn it upside down, its eyes close. Turn it right side up, its eyes open. Pretty wild. It originally had been this one, but I realized when I got it, it was a woman's kilt. And I mean, even if I wrap it around, it would fit technically, but it only, at best, it'd come up to like high thigh. I mean, the bottom of my stuff's just right here. Some people probably wouldn't care, whatever, if it was like some party or something, but I'm not trying that. In the long run, I just realized I got one too short. It's a woman's kilt. And so I was like, well, I don't feel like returning it. Plus, I could use it for a film in the future. So I got a couple films that I'm working on that I could use it for. I could use it for that horror rom-com I've been writing, trying to plan out, called Feathered Love. I've also got another film that I'm trying to decide whether, you know, if I'm actually going to do anything with it or not, and actually try to do some sort of plan with it, kind of on the back burner behind, you know, what other projects I'm working on or trying to plan out. That's called Methed Out Space Hookers, which is kind of like a, I guess it's kind of like a horror comedy, but it's kind of like that same vibe, like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but it's about like these, pretty much these space prostitutes that come down to Earth, and you know, they get hooked on meth, but it's also formed around this, like, this punk project I did for a little while called Methed Out Space Hookers. And it's the reunion of, you know, reunion show of this band, but at the same time, these space prostitutes come down and, you know, kind of get involved with the punk scene, and it's just this chaotic situation with them. So I could use that kilt for that movie also. Probably only going to use it for one or the other, not for both. But who knows? I've got it. But I want to show you the kilt I ended up with for myself. It's about twice as long. I might do a video at some point where I'm wearing it. So, that kilt, green kilt, I'll use for that. One of those film projects. Got this piece of costume jewelry, this ring. My fingernail fell out. I did some tie-dye earlier, so it's not black from falling out, but it's a, smashed my finger pretty damn bad. About a couple weeks ago or so, and its fingernail fell out, but it's got a new one growing in. But I got this costume jewelry. This ring. Fake jewel, obviously. Probably use that in Feathered Love or something else. About fits on my pinky. It's about the only finger I got that fits on. But it ain't gonna be me, wearing it. I'll probably end up using that in Feathered Love. Got a little bit of symbolism I could probably use it for, but show you something else. Got 2 or 3 more things here I'm going to show you, and that'll probably be the video for now. I think I've shown you all the worker suit, like the mechanic suit I got for Feather Love. If I didn't, in case I didn't, I'll show you that here in a minute. Just a reinforcement if nothing else. But I got this crop top here, Jack Daniels. Comes down to top of the belly. That's the back of it. Front, it's an extra large. Somebody cut off. Just has the logo there. It's an open pair of thigh-high leggings. Let me see here. Got this dot design on them. Probably will end up using that for the methed out space hookers. Most likely. Who knows? But if there was any film project that I have on the back burner or any sort of priority for when it comes to fictional stories that I'm writing for film, it's probably the most likely one that those will end up in. I think the only other thing, this might end up in methed out space hookers also, but I'm not 100% sure yet. But you got these hair extension dreads. So, you know, if you wanted to go around, probably end up in methed out space hookers, but like I said, but if you had some sort of like crust punk or folk punker, you know, a character that might have some sort of dreads or a rat tail or something, just do that. I don't know, some shit like that. You know, some folk punker. So, yeah, these will probably end up in methed out space hookers also. A lot of this stuff here will probably end up in that movie when I finally get to it. That's one of those movies where it's like, it's less about, you know, a variety of places, and it's more about, you know, a fewer amount of central locations that are just, you know, basic key to the story. But it's not really been, methed out space hookers has not really been a priority project in the writing or planning or organizing. But when it comes to fictional movies that I'm writing or trying to plan, you know, I've only got like 2 or 3 right now that have any sort of notes about them, and at the very minimal, and that's one of them. So most of this stuff will probably end up in that movie when it finally happens. Just kind of one of those, you know, Appalachia, rural based area kind of what the fuck kind of stories, you know. So let me show you something. I don't remember if I think I did one of those YouTube shorts that involved this, but I got this like mechanic suit. It's one of those one-piece, you know, worker suits. I got this made for Feathered Love, the Mothman kind of horror rom-com. Where's it at? There it is. And Mothman in the movie is kind of seen as a angel that gets delivered to this one woman's female character's kind of prayers that she has out of desperation, and it ends up being kind of a love interest. And she has this mechanic suit embroidered for him. Of course, it's already made, but it's kind of like a thing that she does in the film. I make it for you, I get it done for you, and I give it to you as sort of a gift. Kind of hide the rest of your body, even though we can't hide your head so much. We can kind of hide the rest of your body and make you look somewhat involved in human society. So, just want to show that to you. Of course, I'd be playing Mothman in the film, as well as directing it. But it's kind of one of those things. A lot of what I've been doing lately on filming are like documentaries and nature footage and stuff. Obviously, if you look back over the past year and a half, couple of years, that's mostly what I've been doing. I haven't really put out any fictional films, like fictional storylines. Well, I have some, but they've been more along the mockumentary style, so there's, you know, that kind of documentary background to it. But especially when it comes to Feathered Love, I actually want to make a, I made kind of a shitty, silly like teaser for it a while back, but that scene that I made for that is not going to be involved with the film at all. It's just kind of like a teaser. You have teasers that are kind of like general or generic, like energy, or kind of like a influential imagery of what you're going for, but they're not always something that's actually going to be involved. And then you have actual trailers, promotional trailers, which are actually clips from the film that you've already created and edited and stuff like that, whether you're actually done with the film or not. So when I actually get trailers that I'm putting out, or, you know, legitimate trailer for Feathered Love, it's gonna be, you're gonna shit your bricks, because it's gonna be pretty damn cool. It's gonna be a good movie. I'm just trying to get people I can trust and rely on, and people that I'm gonna be very. It's gonna be a fun film to watch, but I'm gonna be very picky about how I go about doing it. Over the next month, I'm gonna be doing a lot of like organizing and working and getting material together, especially over the next month, and then with some of the documentary work, and I'm gonna start putting that out more. And then I'm going to really be cracking down on Feathered Love, because there's a couple key resources I was missing in actually getting, you know, kind of putting all my ducks in a row. And a couple of my major ones I was missing out on are kind of in line now. So here over the next probably a couple months, I'm going to be really cracking down on that film also. Getting, you know, people where I need them, dates and resources organized. I'm going to start cracking down. I'd say by the end of summer, hopefully I'll have at least a majority of the film filmed. But that's the plan. I'm going to do what I can to make it happen. Just getting some of my ducks in a row. But thank you for watching this video. And I tell you what, over the past, since last summer 2024, this channel has seen a lot of new subscribers. And most of y'all who have subscribed over the past 6 to 8 months have stuck around. So I generally want to thank you for coming to this channel and subscribing and keeping up with us. Keeping up with this venture. And for those of you who have been subscribed and, you know, been keeping up to date with what's going on with Earth Limitation Films since the beginning, you mean so goddamn much to me. You really do. Because I know there's been a lot of breaks, a lot of conflicts, a lot of me having gone through a weird, bad spell a couple times. And you sticking around, I genuinely appreciate you sticking around. I really do. So thank you. And for those of you who are just now tuning in to Earth Limitation Films through this video, welcome to Earth Limitation Films. Welcome.